Tourists are typically thought to be obnoxious and intrusive, but some are so horrible that they make international news. There's been no lack of tourist faux pas in recent years, from ruining hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of art while taking a photo to causing flight delays by putting money into a plane's engine for good luck. In today's video, we're going to delve into some of the strangest things tourists have done around the world. Stay tuned for all the juicy details. Tourist teens spray-painted graffiti on a piece of art outside of Berlin's Museum Island. One of Berlin's most promising tourist sites is Museum Island, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's also been the scene of previous vandalism, including a gang of adolescents spray-painting a piece of art in October, according to ABC News. A massive stone basin in front of the Altes Museum was splashed by the vandals. At the scene, 2 of the suspects were apprehended, and according to USA Today, over 60 pieces of artwork on Museum Island were smeared with an oily liquid earlier this month in an unconnected incident. Defacing several national parks. Some people will go to any length to gain followers. In 2014, a self-described artist provoked uproar across the country when she began painting on protected areas in a number of American national parks. Worst of all, she doodled her Instagram handle alongside her weird drawings. First and foremost, do not deface rock formations that are hundreds or thousands of years old. 2. Don't leave your social media imprint if you do something criminal. 2 tourists at Starved Rock State Park, USA, drew their initials. Newsweek reported that over Labor Day weekend in 2019, 2 visitors to Starved Rock State Park allegedly destroyed Council Overhang, a 40-million-year-old sandstorm creation that has also been utilized as a holy meeting location for Native Americans for 8,000 years. A local news organization used a tweet to encourage its followers to take action. Today, these 2 were seen intentionally vandalizing the Council Overhang. Please notify the state park if you know who they are. Please share. An intern saw a photo of the alleged perpetrators on Instagram with the graffiti behind them, according to a since-deleted Facebook post from the park. The pair had been identified according to NBC Chicago, but they had been unable to contact them. Loveland Theme Park. Loveland, the theme park on the South Korean tourist island of Jeju, requires that visitors be at least 18 years old, which is a good thing because this is an outdoor sculpture park with a concentration on sex that is not for the faint of heart. Loveland's many exhibitions, which include sculptures of phalluses and labia, portrayals of couples in flagrant, some in rather heroic poses, and a series of short sex education films, are said to take roughly an hour to get through. The park, which incorporates the work of 20 local artists, was supposedly inspired by Jeju's history as a honeymoon resort for arranged couples who were frequently blissfully oblivious of the ways of the world. Many tourists have taken some very funny pictures at this theme park, some very suggestive. But what else would you expect? French tourists try to take home sand. While sand may not appear to be the most popular souvenir, environmental scientist Pierre-Luigi Coco claims that tourists taking sand home is one of the 2 most serious risks to Sardinia's beaches, the other being erosion. 2 tourists from France filled 14 plastic bottles with sand from Chia, a beach on Sardinia's southern coast. According to the BBC, the 2 were apprehended with the contraband while attempting to board a ship back to France. They were accused of stealing under extreme circumstances, which carries a punishment of 1 to 6 years in prison, according to an Italian publication. According to CBS News, sand stealing has been prohibited since 2017, but the pair claims they were unaware of the legislation. Leaving dog in luggage. TSA agents discovered a chihuahua inside a checked suitcase at New York's LaGuardia Airport in 2015. When they found the owner, she claimed that the dog had crept inside without her knowledge. Given that she'd have to lock the bag herself and would almost certainly have observed a dog inside, we're not sure we trust her. Chihuahuas are small dogs, so it's possible she's just a sloppy packer. American tourist hospitalized after falling from Italian statue. In Turin, Italy, a 23-year-old American was apparently brought to the hospital. A group of visitors stopped at the Piazza Bodoni at 1 a.m. after a night of drinking at a brewery, according to La Repubblica, where one of them climbed onto the horse statue, possibly to take a selfie. He had brain surgery surgery in the afternoon for life-threatening injuries, according to sources online. Juliet's balcony, Italy. This one isn't just strange, it's completely perplexing. On any given day in the magnificent Italian city of Verona, you'll find a few visitors admiring the Roman amphitheater, a few wandering through the lovely Piazza del Erbe, and roughly 1 million tourists crammed into a courtyard to view Juliet's balcony. As depicted in Shakespeare's renowned play, this is said to be the balcony from which Juliet Capulet pined for her great love, Romeo Montague. Except that those are all made up, people. Juliet's house has nothing to do with Shakespeare, and the balcony was erected in the 20th century. Nonetheless, it appears that this does not discourage couples from making the trek to this tourist attraction. As you can probably envision, many tourists take some interesting pictures here, and it really is an odd tourist attraction. American tourists visited a death camp in Poland and attempted to steal some of the tracks. An American visitor to Auschwitz, one of the most well-known World War II death camps, allegedly attempted to steal a portion of the metal train lines heading into the camp on March 31, 2019. Many of the 1.1 million people who died within its walls were carried by train to the camps. According to online sources, the traveler was charged with attempted theft of a culturally significant artifact, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in jail. Tourists tried to smuggle pigeons. A man attempting to smuggle pigeons into Australia from Dubai, United Arab Emirates, was even worse than the Chihuahua lady. His plan was to tape the birds to his legs, which he had padded, and then cover them with his jeans. He made it to Australia without anybody detecting the live bird strapped to his legs because this was in 2009 when full body scans were a thing. If it hadn't been for meddling airport security, he might have gotten away with it as well. Capuchin Catacombs, Palermo. Aren't the Capuchins a peculiar order? Not so much for their religious dedication, austere lifestyle, or distinctive brown robes, but rather for their practice of converting human corpses into tourist attractions. Several Capuchin crypts have become macabre pilgrimage sites, most notably in Rome, where the remains of some 3,700 people have been arranged in pretty concentric patterns, and also in Palermo, Sicily, where more than 1,200 mummified bodies are on display, many of them leering from the walls or lying on shelves, still dressed in their best outfits. These Capuchin catacombs are an interesting historical record, but they're also a touch spooky. British tourist slaps immigration official. Aji Takatis, a British tourist who missed her flight in July 2018, was sentenced to 6 months in an Indonesian prison for assaulting an immigration agent. The whole thing was taped and became semi-viral. Takatis was seen on camera hitting the officer across the face at Bali's Gusti Ngurah Rai International Airport. According to the Jakarta Post, she was furious because she had missed her trip to Singapore after having to pay an Indonesian fee for overstaying her visa for 160 days. Takatis failed to appear in court twice before being found in a shopping center by authorities. For assaulting the officer, she was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Arrested for stealing sand in Italy. Sand is apparently the coolest gift for a lot of people. So many people that it's causing an issue on the Italian island of Sardinia. 2 French tourists fell in love with the sand in 2019 and filled 14 bottles with it to take home with them. They were, of course, arrested and punished. While they claimed they were unaware that their actions were prohibited, we're not sure why they needed to import so much sand. This isn't Dracula by Bram Stoker. Tourist family wreaked havoc while on vacation in New Zealand. For the past month, a 12-member British family has terrorized New Zealanders as they travel around the country. For starters, 2 of the family's youngsters were caught on tape stealing a Christmas tree from a convenience store while shopping. The family is also accused of refusing to pay for meals at various eateries, alleging that their food and drinks had bugs. Staff at their motel accused the family of tossing cigarette butts, beer cans, and even spaghetti on the floor, according to reports. The room smelled like kids' feces and required hours to clean, according to staff. And there you have it, everything you need to know regarding some of the strangest things tourists have done while traveling around the globe. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Which one of these surprised you the most? Which tourist situation was the worst? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.